Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Tyler, and today I am here to bring you part 1 of What If Kushina Survived. Now this is probably going to be one of my last new what ifs for a little bit, unless this doesn't blow up, then I'll try and think of something else, because I hope this what if actually is a staple on the channel, because this idea, in my opinion, it's only been done once. Also, shout out to the guy who actually made this what if before me, link in the description by the way. But yeah, this what if concept, in my opinion, is super interesting, and you can do so much with it. It just has so much potential. So I decided to do it. So with that being said, everyone, let's get right into the intro. Oh yeah, also forgot to say, for this video's like goal, it will be 900 likes. Let's go to the intro now.
Hey, collecting rings like a Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so got 'em on a diet. Yeah, flex like I'm Hogan. Yobi's coming over. Yeah, we respect.
Now, we start our story off with Kushina having half of the Nine Tails extracted into Naruto. However, Minato, instead of taking the other half, he lets Kushina keep the other half so she could potentially use Kurama's chakra to heal herself. And since it's half of the Nine Tails, it wouldn't be as likely for Kurama to wild out. And because she already gave birth to Naruto, it wouldn't exactly matter. So basically, Minato dies and Kushina and Naruto both are knocked out unconscious, and they both have both halves of the Nine Tails. After this, Hiruzen and the others arrive and quickly take Naruto and Kushina to the medical center where they would recover their injuries. Well, Kushina would be the one mostly recovering, while Naruto would be in bed just resting since he was just recently born. Kushina would wake up eventually being confused as to what had happened. Hiruzen would explain everything, including the death of Minato. She does get upset at this and even cries, but she tries her best to hold her composure. And the boy, is he gone too? Hiruzen would then point to the bed next to Kushina, and she would see her baby Naruto resting up. She would then ask Hiruzen if he could bring him to her so she could hold him, which Hiruzen obviously would comply with, and Kushina, holding her baby, slowly soothes her sadness about what had happened with Minato. Kushina obviously is upset, but you guys need to remember that Kushina is also an understanding and strong person. She knows that crying and moping about it is something that she or Minato or even Naruto wouldn't want. Eventually, she would be able to go back into her home after recovering her injuries with Naruto, and obviously right off the bat, multiple changes have occurred. 1. Kushina is alive, and 2. Naruto now has someone to actually raise him. I could see some different scenes happening as well, like Sasuke's mom coming in and checking in on Kushina since she recently found out about the death of Minato, and she also wanted to see her baby Naruto, because remember, Sasuke's mom and Kushina are actually pretty good friends. Now obviously she would say sorry for Kushina's loss about what happened with Minato, and she also congratulates about what had happened with Naruto, which Kushina would just reply with a breakdown. She would just break down, collapse, and just start breaking in tears. Mikito would make sure Kushina is alright, but Kushina would say how she's fine, she just misses him so much. Sasuke's mom tells Kushina that it's okay to grieve, but she should try to get her mind off of it so she can try her best to try and cope with it. Death is a thing that always happens to us, and it will eventually come to you and me, Kushina. The best thing we can really do is hope for the best and live life to the fullest. After this conversation, we get Kushina learning how to cope with Minato's death slowly but surely, and this talk really did help her out significantly. I just wanted to get a quick scene of Kushina and Sasuke's mom kind of bonding with each other, since we didn't get to see that. We only heard about the relationship before, well, you know what happens to Sasuke's mom. Now, eventually, even Kakashi would come around at times, making sure Kushina is alright and also seeing Naruto for the first time. And Kakashi does promise Kushina that the baby will be protected with his life, and also his protection does apply to her. They both are big targets since they both have the fox inside of them, and they should at least have some kind of safety. Kushina appreciates this, but tells Kakashi he shouldn't worry too much. Now obviously Kakashi does know how much of a capable shinobi that Kushina is, and eventually Naruto will become one as well, obviously, but Kakashi just wants to ensure their safety, so he tells them that he's going to make sure that they're going to be alright from time to time, you know, guard them at night, you know, watch them, what's going on, not actually watch them, but you know, look around their area and make sure no one is doing any suspicious things. Basically making sure that Kushina and Naruto live a peaceful life for a little bit at least, because Kushina and Naruto have already went through a lot. Well, mostly Kushina, and Naruto doesn't necessarily know yet, but we will get to that. Now, when Naruto actually attends to the academy eventually, Kakashi and Kushina feel like it should be a great time to train him. Now, the reason why Kushina and Kakashi would train him is because obviously since he has half of the Nine Tails inside of him, and Kushina can't always protect him forever, neither could Kakashi, Naruto's gonna have to learn how to defend himself. And so, they feel like they would actually have a good opportunity to train him while he attends at the academy. Every time he's at school learning stuff, he comes home and then he trains with Kakashi and Kushina, and then, he would eat and stuff like that and go to bed. Stuff like that kind of training regimen. Now, obviously, Kushina and Kakashi wouldn't train him, to the point where, Naruto's, near death and stuff like that, but they do push Naruto very heavily because it is serious for Naruto to try and learn about self-defense. Now, obviously, over the course of Naruto's training, he would have learned already that he is a demon fox, or there's a demon fox sealed inside of him, and also would have heard stories about his dad from Kakashi and Kushina. One thing that confused me in the main timeline is how come Kakashi never said anything to Naruto about Minato, but I feel like with Kushina actually being here in this timeline, there's quite literally no excuse as to why he wouldn't learn anything about Minato. And so, we could have a really emotional scene with Kushina and Naruto talking about how Minato is the fourth Hokage, and his father, a great husband, Kakashi's mentor, just everything about him. I feel like Kushina would be an honest person and wouldn't just lie to Naruto's face, because Naruto does deserve to know about his father and get a little bit more of a deep dive to Kushina's past as well. Naruto taking all this in would be overwhelmed, however after a couple of days of processing he would come to accept the truth and decides to try and live up to his father's name and become a Hokage. And also he wanted to do this in the first place so people could actually respect him, since people still treat him like trash because again he has half of the demon fox sealed inside of him. They don't treat Kushina as badly because Kushina, well, she's not going to get pregnant anytime soon, and Kushina can actually control herself, and Kushina is actually quite a capable shinobi. They're obviously not going to risk, trying to hang out with the baby who basically can't even try and control the Nine Tails, rather than Kushina who can actually try and control the Nine Tails. However, I do feel like it could be, kind of cool, some little scenes of Kushina and Naruto trying to walk around and everyone just kind of getting scared and walking away from them, making sure they're not in their distance and stuff like that, so they don't get mad so the Nine Tails doesn't come out and stuff like that. And keep in mind, they're more so worried about Naruto than Kushina, and Kushina just kind of gets pissed off at this, but she just goes about her business and just lives her life. Now, eventually, like I said, Naruto would, use this information along with the fact that people don't like Naruto, and basically comes up with the conclusion that he's going to live up to his father's name, and people are going to respect him, and so he's going to try and become the Hokage. So yeah, we actually get that Hokage thing actually a lot earlier, and I think the motivation here is a lot better than in canon, because, well, him learning about Minato and stuff like that, it would just be a very emotional scene in my opinion, and it could be a very captivating scene. A scene that really captivates the insides of Naruto's head, and really what he's really about, before even episode 1 even starts. Now, after this day, from this day forward, Naruto is a lot less of a goofball. He doesn't paint on the Hokage's faces. He respects the Hokage a lot more and stuff like that. And Naruto overall is just a lot more of a better person. However, I feel like he still holds that recklessness and rashness that his mother holds. Now, something I haven't talked about beforehand is how Kushina would cope with the Uchiha massacre, because she and Sasuke's mom were very close. However, I do see her being able to cope with it, since she's learned how to cope with tragic loss before, like with Minato, and she actually learned from Sasuke's mom how to cope with tragic loss. Now, eventually, episode 1 would start up, and this Naruto is already a lot more powerful than his canon self. Already found his element, which would be Wind Jutsu, and he also has a lot more knowledge of the Uzumaki clan, and even has a little bit of knowledge of the Uzumaki chains. Now, can Naruto use the chains now? No, but he's working on to achieve that, along with trying to learn how to harness Kurama's chakra, and overall trying to interact with Kurama. Now, I'm going to say for the meantime, Naruto has only one jutsu, and that is the Wind Style Gale Palm. And obviously we all know it goes down. Mizuki arrives, he tricks Naruto into stealing a scroll, and unlike Iruka finding Naruto at first, it's actually going to be Kushina, because it's actually past Naruto's curfew and she was worried about him. She was just looking everywhere, and we will say, out of luck, she manages to find him. However, as Kushina finds Naruto, Mizuki would then arrive, and Mizuki smirks and says how Kushina has gotten soft ever since her husband's death, and her, along with her son, will meet with him soon. He then throws his shuriken at Kushina, however, she easily avoids it and moves Naruto out of the way as well. After hearing what Mizuki said, she lets out a little bit of Kurama's chakra out, which flows through her body, and after this she would dash towards Mizuki, and in one attack Mizuki is nearly killed. The last thing he would hear before going into an unconscious state is, "Utter a word about me, my son, or my husband again, and I swear the chances of you walking away after this will be a 0. After this, Kushina is glad Naruto is alright, but she is mad that he would listen to someone like Mizuki, and also she knew that he knew that it was past his curfew. Iruka would come by after this, and hearing about what had happened, decides to pass Naruto, and Naruto still would have a hard time passing since he couldn't control his chakra too well, but he does manage to pass like how he does in canon. Now after this, after Kushina and Naruto go home, Kushina would give Naruto a massive ass whooping, and Naruto and Kushina would eventually go to sleep, and the next day would then come. Naruto knows that this is the day where the teams are going to be announced to them, so Naruto, knowing that it's going to be a very important day for him, decides to leave early so he doesn't get late, and so this is where we're going to be leaving part 1 off for right now. I hope you guys did enjoy this what if. If you guys did like it, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Again, this video will have to hit 900 likes for part 2 to come out, and so with that being said, be sure to hit the notification bell, that way you are notified and updated every time I upload, and be sure to follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Basically all my social media links are going to be down in the description. My name is Tyler, and thank you guys for watching part 1 of What If Kushina Survived. I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out. Thank you guys again for watching.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ